Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Fairy Diaries. This is episode 6 for the month of June. Okay, we have 3 piles for you here, all right? Pile 1 is Clear Endeavor. Number 39 or number 12 could mean something to you. Pile 2 is Amplify Your Positive Emotions, number 7. And pile 3 is Bountiful Harvest, number 28 or number 10. So choose your pile by number, by saying, by the artwork, whatever it is that draws you to that pile, that's how you can make your choice. If you're drawn to more than one pile, that is completely all right. You can watch more than one. All right, we're going to be getting into some life advice here, okay? Let's get started. I'll see you in your pile or piles. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1. This card, Clear Endeavor, number 39 or number 12 could be important. I'm just going to set that card right over here to the side, okay? And we're going to get into the Oracle, and I'm going to be pulling tarot with it, all right? Just for advice, guidance, clarity, whatever it may be. But we're going to be talking about life advice here from the fairies, from Spirit, God, Source, Universe, the fairies, whomever else it may be for you. And the first card coming out here, I'm just going to pull them down, is going to be what advice can be given to you about family life. This could be your own personal family. This could be as in if you are, say, with a partner with children, or it could be about the family you were born into. And for some people that don't have actual blood relation, it's the people that you would call your family, okay? So let's get right into this. First card out, Versatility. All right, so here is Spirit's message right here with this Versatility card. Where, when it comes to your family life, do you need to be more versatile, okay? Where do you need to be a little more flexible? Let's get a tarot with that. The Queen of Cups. Well, with the Queen of Cups, the first thing that is coming in, this is all about your emotional. It's going to be different for different people, so I'll give you a few. They're giving me emotional ties, the way you act, react with your family when it comes to your emotions, okay? When it comes to maybe your feelings of safety and security, your role in that within the family, or just in general. How do you feel when it comes to your inner emotions or your emotional security within the family? That'll mean different things to different people. The other thing that I want to say is they're asking you to be more versatile. So does that mean you need to adapt a little bit better? Maybe even in some cases, the way you react, the way you deal with them in general, okay? That's the advice for family life. Take on that Queen of Cups energy. Maybe for some of you, you have to be more kind, caring, compassionate. Maybe use your intuition to figure out who needs what from you when it comes to kindness, care, compassion, or just in general what they may need from you. So use your intuition. Use that kindness, caring, and compassion that maybe you have tucked away somewhere. Maybe it's just about adapting better in general, or when it comes to your inner emotions or emotional security. But there needs to be more versatility there when it comes to that. And when this is life advice spread, this could be a situation you're going through now, pile 1. It could be coming up. It may come up in a few weeks. All right. Let's get on to friendships. What advice can be given about friendships? We have spirit guides. I like that. The past has been difficult, but now is the time to believe in your abilities and walk your pathway with confidence. You know what that makes me think of? Of course, I'm going to pull a tarot with it. But what it makes me think of is maybe in the past you've had difficulties when it comes to friendship, whether it's friendship groups or individual one-on-one friendships with people. Maybe you've been hurt in the past. Maybe you've been burned in the past. Maybe things just haven't worked out, you know. People lie, cheat, and steal. Lie, cheat, and steal. Maybe that's happened to you in the past when it's come to friendships. But here's the thing. You are stronger than you, I feel, believe you are. You need to have that confidence to know, you know what? I know what the red flags are now, and I am not going to allow that to happen again. You know what? I'll nip it in the bud the next time. And maybe you've already been telling yourself that. But what I want to say with the Two of Pentacles, it's all about finding that balance. Okay? And if you are in friendships right now and you are not finding that balance, then maybe some of those friendships need to be reviewed or revised, okay? But there's something in here that in the past, I'm going to say, you know, you didn't want to rock the boat, you didn't want to hurt feelings, but, you know, you've learned your lesson, basically, that you don't need to be maybe treated in that way or spoken to in that way. And moving forward, you're making the decision to balance things out so that it's not just a roller coaster all the time. You want friends that give as much to you as you give to them and treat you the way that you treat them, with love, caring, kindness, and compassion. That's why we have friends, or at least it should be, to add to our life, not take away from it in whatever way that may be, whether it be actual physical, emotional, mental, you know, energy, whatever it is. So you have the ability to bring the balance back in, okay? You can do this, pile one. Let's look at personal happiness and growth, okay? We have lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. We see a cup spilling over here, but there is light, and it's lighter over there, which means if you were to go to the light, things are going to get better. But then there's a cat here, and I feel like this could bring joy. That may mean something to you. So if you have a pet or were thinking about getting a cat, I'm not sure, but that's what that feels like to me. And what I want to say about this is sometimes we don't even realize that we are unhappy. Sometimes we don't even realize that we've been hermiting away, that we've been avoiding people. Sometimes we don't even realize that we've been blowing through our money, that we've been spending too much. Sometimes we don't even realize that the job or career that we have doesn't fulfill us and make us happy. But if you speak to Spirit, God, Source, Universe, you can speak directly to the fairies, their spirit guides as well, and ask them to help you bring to your realization what it is that you've lost that you're not even aware of. Some of you are very aware of it, okay? And this is their message to say, call on us and ask us to help, because we're here. We're willing to help you get your mojo back, okay? We're here to help you get your groove back. So you just need to ask, because we're going to help you get what you've lost. Even if for some of you, you don't even realize what it is, they'll bring it to you in signs and synchronicities. Whether you read it, see it, hear it, someone mentions it to you, it will come to you in some way. Just be open. Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is about getting a passionate new beginning, okay? Something that makes you happy, something that makes you excited, something that makes you want to get up in the morning, because that's speaking to work, right? You know, when you're having a hard time at your job or work, you're like, I don't even want to go today, okay? This is giving you a brand new start. It's an ace. It's giving you the possibility of a brand new start if you're willing to put in that work to realize what it is that you've lost and start working on getting it back. So I can see here with Clear Endeavor why this card perfectly. I always pull the cards for you to choose from after I've created the piles, right? And then I go through and I create them the same way. You see when I'm doing the tarot how I do that. Yeah, you need to have clear intention, to set a clear goal. What is it that you want to achieve when it comes to any of these areas? For some of you, you may resonate with all of this. And for others of you, it may be this pile. It may be one of the other 2 cards I'm going to pull. It could be this one. All right. So let's keep going, pile 1. But there is a brand new beginning. This is time for you to get your groove back. Okay. It's time. Now, let's look at work, career, education. All right, what life advice for that? And we have the 9 of Spring. Protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. There's something that's been weighing heavy on you, okay? It could be about any of these areas. For some of you, when it comes to protect the fruits of your labors, yeah, I'm going to pull a tarot here. Maybe you just, if you're working on something, you've created something, you have an idea about something, you may just want to keep that close to your chest right now. Okay, so there's a little bit of advice. It's not quite time to lay it out or lay it down yet. For others of you, it's you're getting this message because there could be some, tough times coming up in those areas, whether you're in school, literally in anywhere from high school straight through to university. You could just be out taking a course, okay? We have the Star. Here's the thing. You just need to keep it to yourself for right now, okay? That's what I feel the message is here. You can't quite lay it down right yet. If it's a burden that's coming up, if you're not already having a little bit of challenge, it's not quite time to lay it down or lay it out yet, okay? We're kind of keeping it to ourselves because for some of you, these could be your dreams and wishes, okay? That you're trying to create, that you're trying to manifest, that you're trying to bring in. If you watch my new moon readings, I talk about this all the time, where you've planted seeds and now you're trying to bring them to fruition, bring them into real life, to manifest them in. And with the Star, I feel like this is just go with the flow. Okay, see how this water's flowing? This is just go with the flow. For right now, you need to just hang on to that for a little bit longer. Okay, that's going to mean something to you or it's not. But there's something here about just hang on, protect it for right now. Okay, protect it for right now. What if you even made a bunch of money from doing something? Protect that from right now. Maybe isn't the time to reinvest right at this moment. It could be something along those lines. And if there's a challenge that you've been dealing with, it's coming to an end, okay? So keep that in mind. That could be anywhere around work, career, or education. Now let's talk about relationships in your life. This could be anywhere from platonic. We did talk about friendships, so I'm going to say this could be, I'm going to say the important relationships in your life. It could be your romantic, it could be your partnerships, but it's going to be a very meaningful, important relationship in your life. We have rejuvenation. And mostly leaning towards the romantic, probably, if you're in some sort of, but if you're single, it just could be someone that you're very, very close to, and that relationship or person means a lot. We've got rejuvenation. Rejuvenating the spirit will spark the desire to experience the greatest of life. You need, again, maybe you need to get your mojos back here, right? Because this is about rejuvenating. There needs to be some fresh new life breathed into that relationship, okay? You need to spice it up. Get a little spark in there. But something needs to be rejuvenated. Maybe it's just gone a little stale. It's a little boring. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to get a tarot here. 7 of Swords. Ooh, that Seven of Swords. That is my lying, cheating, stealing card. But look at that. It almost looks as though, even though she has all these prickly thorns around her, they've torn her dress, she needs to be careful. She's still able, I want to say, it almost looks like she's bringing water to this plant, to this flower. She's like, I may be down and out here, okay? Things may not be so good right here, but that doesn't mean that I can't try to give this plant some freshness, to bring some new life to the plant. Well, this is Spirit saying to you, do that for yourself. Maybe the old needs to be cleansed away so that you can bring in the new. Rejuvenation. That is the name of the game here on this card, okay? And with Clear Endeavor, this is you setting a goal, and trying really hard to achieve it, okay? Now, I want to bring out just a couple of more oracle cards here. Let me get this one. This is the, oh, I never remember the names of them, you guys. I'm so horrible. I should probably put them in the description box. Oh, this one is falling out under my hand, so we'll let that go. You're on the right path. The way ahead is clear and true. You've chosen the right path for you. Okay, very important. So for some of you, you're on the right path. For others, this is about you making the choice to get on the right path. Now, this is the Fae deck. Let me get you a card from here as well. And then we'll wrap this up, pile one. Oh, this card just came out. The Griffin, be brave and fly above the clouds. Don't be afraid to reach for the stars. We have the star card, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, okay? Knowing and having faith that Spirit, the fairies, God, Source, Universe have your back. And if you ask them for help in any of these areas, they're going to come in and help you. That is your message, pile one. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in maybe another pile or another reading. Bye-bye. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2. This card, amplify your positive emotions. I always pick these cards, pile 2, after I've created the oracle piles. I'm going to clarify with tarot here. So let's see if this ties into the reading somehow. I'm very curious to see once we know what's coming in. I'll set it to the side. We're going to be talking about life advice here. This is advice coming in from the fairies as your spirit guides. This is coming in from Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whomever it is for you. The first topic is family life. This could be your immediate family that you were born into. This could be the family that you have with a spouse, a partner, your children possibly. This could be, if you don't have blood relatives, the people in your life that you consider to be your family, that you're very close with. Let's look at what you need or what advice we can bring in. Manifestation. Well, that's about bringing stuff in. Manifestation. I always mention it in my new moon readings. We're trying to plant those seeds. We're really taking whatever our hopes, dreams, wishes, what we know would be good for us in our life, and we're trying to bring it in. So let's get a tarot, because I'm really curious as to what it is that needs to be, that you need to be manifesting for your family. I do want to say for some of you, maybe it's just nobody's manifesting anything. You're just trotting along and, you know, just getting through, and nobody's trying to bring in the good or even thinking about the hopes, dreams, and wishes when it comes to the family and that unit. So that could be just the message for some of you. You may find that these are going to tie together, or they could be very individual messages for you. But let's get a tarot. The Queen of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, maybe you need to bring a little more social, a little bit more of a social life into the family unit. Maybe you as a family, not individually, need to be more social. Instead of just one going here, one going there, one doing this, one doing that, you do it as a unit. You get out and about as a family unit rather than as individual, or, you know, mom's running here, dad's running there, right? The other thing is, maybe there needs to be, I want to say, a feeling of within your family, like when you set a family goal or you want to do something as a family, there really needs to be inspiration backing it. There needs to be determination backing it. There needs to be commitment backing it. And maybe right now that's lacking. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there. There's, you know, different people. There's a few different messages. But let's get on to friendships, whether it's individual, one-to-one, or groups of people. We have Titania's Flight. You have had problems in the past, but to move on, you must both forgive and forget. Learning from mistakes will enrich your life. Okay, so maybe there's been a little bit of, we could say, drama in some cases. Maybe you've had some bad experiences when it comes to friendships. Okay, maybe things haven't always worked out so well for you when it's come to friendships. But the thing here is, you're hearing this message, pile 2, because it's time for you to move past it. Okay, it's time for you to forgive and forget. You're not forgiving them necessarily for what it is that they've done. You're just forgiving it so that you can move on. We hear this all the time. And you're going to learn from the mistake. So whatever may have caused the past problems, whether it was something you did, said, reacted, whatever it may be, or them, this was a learning lesson for you. And the whole point of it was for you to further enrich your life by learning from that lesson. What went wrong? Are you able, I'm going to get a tarot here, to break it down and really figure out, this is where things went sideways. We have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. For some of you, maybe things were said without a lot of thought. Maybe things were done without a lot of thought. Maybe things were rushed without a lot of thought. Now, it could have been an event, a situation, just in general, you know, somebody was always rushing and moving and not considering maybe you or everyone in the group, if it was a group, and it always just caused a problem. Well, what is it that you can learn from that? Will you maybe in the future not put yourself into friend groups or be friends with someone who's like that? Or you nip it in the bud, and if they're not able to course correct, then it's the end of the friendship. Whatever that lesson is for you, I feel like it was just you were kind of in with someone who was very impulsive and didn't put a lot of thought into what was done or said, and it affected you or the group in some way. But learn the lesson from that. What wouldn't you do the next time that starts to happen, right? Because probably the first few times in here, you were like, okay, we'll let them away with it this time, type of thing. But then it just got out of control, and then it was too late. So I feel like you know now what you would do if it started to happen in a new kind of friendship or group, right? Let's talk about your personal happiness and growth, pile 2. We have Light. The fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. I almost feel like that's kind of the message right there, isn't it? Light's always going to win. Even when we see things that are going on in the world right now, light will win in the end. Good is going to win and prevail in the end. It's the same in your own personal life. You follow the light, you stay in the light. So in other words, you be the bigger person, you remain the positive person, you raise your vibration and be that high vibrating person. You do what's supposed to be done, the good. You show love, caring, kindness, and compassion. Whatever the situation is that's going on right now for you, it calls you to step up into the light and not down into the darkness and the shadow. Oh, when they go low, we go high. There's a saying. Whoops, sorry guys, my camera. Oops-a-daisy. There is a saying for that. When they go low, we go high. Okay, let me see. I have my little book over here to give me my boundaries on the sides. Okay. I think we're back on track here. Can move that over a bit. Yeah, when they go low, you go high. Plain and simple. That's why this card has come out. I'm going to get a tarot to give us a little more info. But you ask the Fairy of Light to come in and help you. You ask Spirit to come in and help you. To stay in the light. It's hard sometimes. This isn't always easy to be the bigger person. But whatever this situation is that may be going on, you need to be the bigger person. And if you don't have a situation going on right now, you still need to be the biggest person. And look, if the Sun card didn't come out with it, yeah, you need to be the bright, shining example. Tough message to hear if this is a tough situation. But just trust. You need to have faith, trust in Spirit, whomever that is for you, that they're going to help you through this. You need to stay in the light. You need to be the bright, shining sun, okay? Everything needs, for some people, everything needs to be above board and in the light. Nothing can be left down secret in the dark, okay? Let's look at work, career, education. Will be different for different people. We have the King of Spring. Innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical. It could be a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. Now, those sentences right there could mean something to you, okay? They absolutely could. Is there a financial windfall coming in? Maybe. Do you get a new job? Is that what the financial windfall is? Did you buy a scratch ticket and you won, a windfall isn't always going to be millions. So did you win maybe, 50, $100? Whatever it is, there's something when it comes to your work career. Is it getting the new job, a new position, right? Your leadership skills are needed now. Maybe did you get a new leadership role, or are you going to? Okay. Are you applying for one? It sounds to me a positive card here that there's a good possibility that if you've applied for something that's going to bring more financial gain into your home, into your life, that there's a very good chance if you stay on that path of trying to get that job, trying to manifest it to bring it in, then it's going to happen. Because maybe you are a natural born leader here, just like the King of Spring. All right, I'm going to get a tarot to go with this. The World. Oh. Do you know what I love that this World card has come out with this? The World card usually signifies the end of a cycle, right? Everything's come full circle. It's completion. It's completion of one thing, moving on to another. Okay. I mean, that may resonate with you right there. It's the completion of one thing, moving on to another. And maybe whatever that is that's inspiring you, maybe it's innovation, right? What is it exactly? Yeah, what is it exactly? I mean, are you doing something new? Is that where your leadership skills are coming in? Is that where you may get a financial windfall? Are you creating something new? Is it a new idea, a new product, a new design, a new idea? Okay, maybe for some of you, you are doing something and you've been waiting for some support to come in. So I feel that's why the World card, because whatever's happened up until this point, that is now done and over and it's closed and you're moving forward here. The King of Spring is very, very innovative. He's very, very inspired. He's very, very passionate about things, and he's a natural born leader. So I feel like there's something really good, whether it be in your education. Okay, maybe you're finally finished school and you're going out and you're going to get your first job. It'll be different for everyone, but if we're talking work and career here, this feels very positive. Okay. Now, let's talk about relationships, more as in partnerships, romantic relationships, I want to say, or a relationship with someone that's really important to you. Okay, because we talked about friendship already. Confidence. Confidence is having the belief in yourself to keep you going and the self-assurance to get you there. Maybe in your relationship, there could be a little bit of codependency going on. Maybe you don't feel confident to, I'm going to say, step up and be one of the leaders in the relationship. I think a relationship can't be one leader only. I think it needs to be a shared leadership because it needs to be a true partnership, right? But maybe you don't feel that you have what it takes to do that. So let's get a tarot with it, because they want you to have the confidence to take on that leadership role in the relationship. Or like I said, sharing the leadership role. The Seven of Cups. There's many ways you can do it, okay? There's many different ways you can do it. It isn't one size fits all, one glove fits all, okay? It is choices. There's choices to be made and how you can take on that shared leadership partnership role. You just need to believe in yourself. And this is Spirit coming to you saying, really? Pile 2, believe in yourself because you've got it. You've got what it's going to take to get you there. Just realize it doesn't have to be one way. It can be many different ways. It will be a choice. Okay? Now, I'm going to get 2 more oracle here before we go. One from the little Fae deck. The Spell Singer. Cast spells of wonder and delight. Speak good into your life. Speak good about your life. Speak good about any of these situations or whatever they mean to you, okay? Because everyone will resonate differently with the different sets of cards here. And you may not resonate with all of them. You may resonate with 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them, all right? But the Spell Singer is, you know what? Speak positively. What you speak out can become. So you speak negativity and hate and misery, then that's what you will attract. You speak the good, and that's what you will attract, okay? So let's get you one more before we go, pile 2. Shake it off. If you fall and others jeer, just shake it off and walk with cheer. I don't know why that reminds me of that Elf movie, but anyway. Wasn't there a song, something about cheer? I don't know. But yeah, shake it off. Okay? Whatever this is, whatever problems here in the friendships or trying to stay in the light, just shake the negativity off. Here with the confidence, shake off. Shake off whatever it is that doesn't allow you to be confident in your relationship. Okay? And with amplify your positive emotions, we've talked about that throughout here. This card come up, right? The Spell Singer, cast spells of wonder and delight. Yeah, speak out the positive or whatever you want to call it, and that's what you'll get in return. You speak out the negative, that's what you'll get. So you want to bring in everything that's bigger than life, larger than life, grander than life, okay? You don't want things to be small. You want to amplify that positivity. Pile 2, that is your message. I hope that you enjoyed it. I may see you in one of the other piles or in one of my other readings. Thank you. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3 or this bountiful harvest card. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side. I always pick these cards after I create the oracle pile here, and then we clarify these, of course, with tarot. So I'm interested to see how it's going to tie in maybe to this reading. We're going to be talking about life advice spread. This is coming in from the fairies. Think of them as your fairy spirit guides, okay? Just like spirit, God, source, universe, whomever it is for you, they're all here to help and they want what's best for you. So life advice, we're going to start with what life advice can be given about family life. That can be you, your spouse, your partner, your children. That could be, if you don't have that, the family you're born into. And if you don't have a blood family, it could be the people in your life that you consider to be your family. Okay, here we are. Empowerment. Okay, kind of reminds me back in the day of Wonder Woman a little bit, right? She's like the Wonder Fairy, but she's standing there in all her power. They want for you somewhere in your, I'm going to say, family unit, like I said, whatever that is, you need to, I almost feel like you need to be the superhero. You need to be the leader. You need to be the one who's going to empower the other members of the family, of the unit. But let me get a tarot here just to see what else we have. Pile 3. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, I almost feel like you're the one that needs to take the initiative. You're the one that needs to go out there, you know. Yeah. Everything I think of, I'm like, no, I don't want to say that. I was going to say guns a-blazing. Yeah, I don't like that. But you're the one that needs to step out with all of, maybe you're the one that needs to inspire everyone else. You're the one that needs to get everyone else moving and shaking. You're the one that needs to inspire the others to take inspired action. Okay? I feel like that is your role. That's the advice that they're giving you right now. So whatever's going on in your life at this moment, okay, it could be coming up. It may be happening right now. It could happen a few days or weeks from now. But you need to take up and take that leadership role. You're going to be the front horse, okay? You're going to be the one charging out and leading the rest. And that rest is your family. Can be in whatever area of your family's life, whatever that may be, but you're gonna be Wonder Woman here, or what did I call her? The super fairy, the superhero fairy. Okay, now let's talk about friendships, single, individual, one-to-ones, or groups. We have Wisteria Fairy. Unleash the power within you to make changes. Ask to be given the wisdom that will allow you to grow. I don't know, you guys. Again, right here, I'm kind of feeling you're the one in the friend group that's going to step up and take that leadership role. Maybe there's some changes that need to happen within the group or within your individual friendship, and you're aware of it. For some of you, you know there's something that's not quite right. So maybe you need to ask Spirit here, ask the fairies to send you little, you know, nudges, inspirations, little downloads, signs and synchronicities that will help you to figure it out so you can make the changes. Because with everything, you want it to grow, to move, to, you don't want anything to become stagnant, even in your friendships. Right? You want it to be moving all the time, getting better. Like you want to just, oh, sorry, my camera is shaking so bad. I don't have one of my little pieces. I apologize for that. You know, nothing wrong with sitting on the couch. Hey, I like to do that sometimes too. But is that what you always want to do, say, for example? Or do you want to be like, hey, let's go out and do this. Let's do that. Okay, so 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, there are lots of different ways and lots of different choices that you can make to grow. The Seven of Pentacles is about growing. Okay, you Planet the Pentacles. You want to bring good into your life. You planted the Pentacles, the seeds. You want to bring that stuff in. And they're saying there's many different ways you can do it, right? Ask to be given the wisdom that will allow you to grow within these friendships, or to make the changes that need to be made within the friendships. And if you already know what changes need to be made within the friendships or friendship, it could just be singular, then this is your message now coming in to say, okay, it's time to get at it. You know what? There's many different ways to do this. Let's get working on it, pile 3. Now let's talk about personal happiness and growth. And we have abundance. Well, I like that. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. In fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everyone. And abundance isn't always just about money, okay? It can be having everything that you need to live a full, abundant life, right? That's why we say it like that. So for some of you, could it be financial? Maybe. For some of you, could it be the best friend ever coming in? Okay. For some of you, could it be that person in your life, say, for example, that's going to step up and be the leader? Although in this case, if you're resonating with the family, then it could be you. But here's the thing. I almost feel, because it's saying that you have to release mental blocks, is there something somewhere that has you believing that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve the happiness, the abundance, the joy? This is about your own personal happiness and growth, and you absolutely do, pile 3, deserve that, okay? And it isn't, oh, well, you know what? That's all been given to them. There isn't enough for me. They're saying there's enough for everybody. So maybe there's a situation, I'm just kind of getting this, where you're kind of stepping back going, no, it's okay. Let them have it. There isn't enough for everyone. And this is Spirit, the fairies coming in and saying, no, take your fair share. Take your portion. There is enough for everyone. Okay. Let's get a tarot to go with that as well. Loving these fairy messages today. 3 of Wands. There is enough, okay? And I think it's interesting that the 3 of Wands would come out, because if for you, say, this is traveling, and maybe you've made the plan to travel and now something's come up and you're like, oh, you know what? That changes everything. Now I don't have enough money to travel. This is Spirit once again coming in saying, yes, you do. Maybe you need to think of a different way to shift things around. You don't have to steal from Peter to pay Paul here, okay? But you can make some adjustments and still make this happen for yourself. There is enough. Okay, there is enough. And you realizing that there is enough and that you are enough is what's going to bring personal happiness and growth into your life. When we're happy, things change. When we're feeling joy, things change. When we're in positive energy, things change. When we're speaking positively, in pile 2, it come out about what speak. You know, if you speak negatively, it brings in the negative. You speak positively, it brings in the positive. So something to remember. Now, let's talk about work, career, education. Princess of Autumn. Happy news about your career, promotions or scholarships, well thought out plans that go perfectly, needing a little push to get along. Studious, responsible, cheerful, mischievous. Ooh, I like this message. So if you are at work and you feel that maybe you've been really, nose to the grindstone, being really studious, if you're in school, whatever it is, studying hard, doing the hard work, putting a lot of thought, blood, sweat, and tears into it, it's going to start paying off for you. And with the Princess of Autumn, who is the Page of Coins, it is your time coming up. I'm going to pull a tarot to go with it, but what I want to say, pages are young and curious, and they want to take advantage of these windfalls when they come, okay? But also, maybe for some of you, you've been out upgrading and maybe taking courses, improving your skill set, and that's why this is going to happen for you, okay? If it hasn't already, it's something that could be coming up. And like I said, not every message here is going to resonate, but some will. Yeah, the Chariot. See, the Chariot's about fast moving. So I want to say maybe this is going to happen sooner than later. You know, divine timing is divine timing now. But also, and I haven't said this about the Chariot for a long time because it hasn't popped in, but they just popped it back in. In order to drive, if you think of the old Chariot races when you see them on movies, or even think of a car, like a car race, a Formula One race, it is all about the strategy. Okay, well thought out plans. The Chariot driver plots their course. They know that track. They know where they're going. They know how they want to handle those turns. Think of the race car drivers again. This has been well thought out. So for some of you, you've been waiting for this to happen. Okay, now the Chariot's here, and I feel again like it's happening sooner than later. All right, let's look at relationships. And this is relationships more like as in partnerships, really special people in your life, or romantic. Creativity, allow your creative spark to work magic. Okay, we've been getting this for all of them. There's time to bring back the, bring back the good, bring back the mojo, bring back the inspiration. Again, maybe things have been a little stagnant, okay? Maybe you haven't been, reaping a lot of what you've sown when it comes to your relationship, all right? Maybe you haven't been, with this bountiful harvest, real generous, so to speak, to that other person in the relationship, the Emperor. For some of you, maybe you've even been a little cold, a little too... Or they have been, because the Emperor sometimes, he's the King of Kings and has many wonderful attributes. So maybe it's calling for you to be more loving, caring, compassionate in the relationship, more inspired about it, more determined to make it work. Maybe that's been lacking. And that's why this is coming up. You need to think of new creative ways to get the groove back, to get the mojo back, okay? Because maybe it has just been a little too, with the Emperor, a little too stern, a little too stiff. Because remember, he's not just ruling a castle, he's ruling the empire, right? So he can be a little too focused on work. He can be a little, or she, but we're talking Emperor here. He can be a little too focused on work, a little too caught up in other things, and not enough attention has been put on the relationship. So allow your creative spark to work the magic. What new, exciting, inspired things can you do to start being able to reap a bountiful harvest from the relationship? But I can see here with bountiful harvest, right? When we're talking about, bountiful harvest is gathering in everything that you've sown, right? Reaping what you've sown and hoping that it has grown big and lush and beautiful. Well, that's kind of what we want here in all of these different areas. So I love how that's tied in. Let's get you a couple of oracles before we go, pile 3. I hope that you enjoyed this message and that at least one of the sets of cards somewhere along the line has resonated. The Troll Fae, follow the secret signs as treasures can be found where you least expect them. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance, right? That was one of them. Empowerment. Maybe you get empowered within your family unit when it comes to your finances, right? The way you save, the way you spend even. Oh, and this one just came out. Celebrate. The time is right to shout out loud. Don't hesitate to jump around. Okay, I love that. Don't be afraid to be Wonder Woman. Don't be afraid to be the super fairy, okay? Don't be afraid to try to make changes. And this abundance is coming in. Bountiful harvest. This is all really great. I love the way it all does loosely tie together. Pile 3, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. I'll see you in one of the other piles or in one of my other readings. Bye-bye.